Guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is one of those really special ones where I come visit OFE's Orchid Supply, and they're going to speak to you guys about a new product that I started using. It's called CaliMagic. I have it right over here. After I posted that video, you guys had lots of questions, and what better way to get the exact information that you guys are all wanting to hear from Carlos and Chris here at OFE. So I'm gonna turn this camera around. We're all set up to give you a full tutorial on what to expect when you add CaliMagic to your fertilizing. All right, you guys, so here we are at OFE. You guys know Mr. Carlos and Chris. They are super helpful here at OFE's International Orchid Supply. They supply, let's see, let me show you guys their card. But they ship everywhere, I believe even international. Yes, they do. This is their information, you guys. Now we're going to start a full tutorial. Let me just show you, give them a chance to finish up with what they're working on. But we are all set up right over here. And today we're going to learn the difference between just your regular CalMag and this solution right here, which is CaliMagic. Like I said in my introduction, when I posted that video, there was a bunch of questions that you guys had, and what better way to have the guys over here just thoroughly explain and hopefully answer all of those questions. Of course, if you have any questions for them, leave them in the comments, and they're actually going to be active when this video goes up to be able to personally answer your questions. So if you have any questions about your weather conditions, any questions about how often you should apply it because you live in a different climate than what we do here in South Florida, you can just ask the boys at OFE and they will happily answer your questions. So let's get started. All right, so we just finished turning off the fans so you guys can hear us better, and we're all set up here with, you guys already know him, he's famous on YouTube already, Mr. Carlos from OFE.
I am not famous, please.
He's so funny. So Carlos is going to explain to us exactly what CaliMagic is all about. Just to answer you guys' questions that were left on the last video, we're going to have a thorough explanation on how to use this stuff and how it can benefit your orchids, especially during the hot summer months. So, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Hi, everybody. Basically, the confusion comes to because it's a few topics. One, they were concerned about well water, the amount of calcium that is in the well water, how to combine a CalMag supplement, which is the CaliMagic that we're talking about, with a CalMag fertilizer like a 15-5-15 from Peters that does have calcium and magnesium. So normally we get into the shorthand and we call it CalMag fertilizer. That's okay. True, it does have calcium and magnesium, but our summer months are too hot, and basically plants go through this little calcium and magnesium quickly and they end up with nothing. Okay, so we have
just really quick, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
So if I were to go into a store not knowing anything about fertilizers or CalMag, and somebody recommended CalMag, I would automatically pick up this solution. So this is what normally people will get as a CalMag, which is a 15-5-15. Okay, so this would be the CalMag that probably a lot of my viewers are probably already using, which is different than the CaliMagic.
Correct.
Okay,
if I may, this is a fertilizer.
Okay.
This is a supplement.
Okay, perfect.
This is trace elements only. This is an NPK fertilizer. This has nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. This has a little bit of nitrogen, but that's a different story. I'll talk about it later. But this is a fertilizer. This is what they call CalMag. The MSU fertilizer is a CalMag fertilizer. Southern Ag makes a CalMag fertilizer. Peters makes a CalMag fertilizer. Jax makes a CalMag fertilizer. There's a lot of different options out there. And basically what it is a high nitrogen, low phosphorus, high potassium with the supplements of calcium and magnesium and other trace elements, which makes for a really good feeder. However, and going back to what I started talking originally, our summer months are way too hot. So it doesn't matter if you only drink, in the winter you can survive with 1 bottle of water, but in the summer you're going to have to take 5 or 6 bottles of water to keep the same water level in your body. It's the same thing with the supplements in our plants. They burn through them. It's just their metabolism goes through that trace elements, those minerals, those salts they're called in chemistry, and they deplete them, and then you start having deficiencies and all sorts of problems. So that's the difference between a supplement, CaliMagic, and a fertilizer, CalMag.
CalMag. Okay. So when my viewers are saying, "Oh, I put CalMag, I've been using CalMag for years," this is what they're using, and they're using this without mixing it with anything. Correct? Okay.
Correct.
All right. So that mixture there will be what, like a half a teaspoon per gallon, one teaspoon
really,
on the regular CalMag.
Yes, on the CalMag it depends on the frequency. We suggest customers, if you use it once a week, 1 teaspoon. Once every 2 weeks, 2 teaspoons. Once a month, 4 teaspoons, which is a tablespoon and a teaspoon.
Okay, and then the CalMag helps the plant, helps the orchids in what way? Because I've never used CalMag before.
Are you talking about the CalMag? Or
the CalMag. That way we can, right.
All right, the CalMag fertilizer, basically, it is a better fertilizer. It feeds the plant better, although it's counterintuitive because, we're into orchids because you want them to bloom. But you have a low phosphorus on it. The reason you have a low phosphorus on the CalMag formula is because of that calcium and magnesium that you have here. If you use enough quantities of it, if you make a huge batch, the problem is that if you have too much phosphorus, it will bond with the calcium and the magnesium, become gypsum, and fall out of solution. It will precipitate. It will become gypsum, and you can no longer use it. It basically just becomes gypsum and is lays on the bottom of the container. That's in larger quantities. That's why they make the low phosphorus fertilizer. Of course, there are studies also from MSU that say that orchids do not need a high phosphorus diet. I happen to disagree with it. That study was based on one specific crop. Like everything else I say, there's a bunch of varietals in the orchid world. there's different orchids in different conditions, so it does make a difference. I always suggest alternate different fertilizers. They get different things to your plants.
Perfect.
So anyhow.
Okay, so that's the CalMag
fertilizer. We use that on a regular basis. You can alternate with a high, see, that's the difference. You have a high phosphorus fertilizer at 10, 30, 20.
Okay.
That's 10 nitrogen, 30 phosphorus, and 20 potassium.
Okay.
The 30 is for blooms. Well, traditionally is for blooms. Now, if you were to, if you can't really have calcium and magnesium with this, because again, it will bond and it precipitate out of solution. So you don't. But
so you never mix CalMag with that.
You alternate it. Well, actually, the CalMag fertilizer, you alternate between the two.
Okay.
And you don't, it's a different.
Like 1 week one week the other.
Or
type
whichever
of
frequency you have, you can do, whatever fits
your
schedule.
So that's the CalMag. So now, which is what I wanted to clarify with everybody that's been commenting on the videos. CaliMagic works the same, but different.
Yeah.
Okay, which is what I wanted to to get the all the questions answered, because everybody is kind of mixing these two together in the sense of confusing them. So what I'm using is going to be CaliMagic because it is different than your regular CalMag.
If I may, to
yes.
pick up on what Blanca is talking about, to let you understand it better, CalMag is your food.
Okay.
Is your meals. CaliMagic is the vitamins you take to supplement your meal. This feeds you, this allows you to absorb, it gives you all the benefits, but it also allows you to absorb the nutrients better. So this is food, these are vitamins.
Nice. Perfect.
All right.
Okay. So then, in my case, I grow outdoors in South Florida. I was seeing black spots. It was driving me insane. You guys immediately told me, use this stuff. This is going to help tremendously with the black spots.
Yes.
So then.
Yes. Okay. What happens is with the rains that we haven't had lately, but when we get the heavy rains, the heavy summer rains, the calcium is leached out of the plants, particularly Cattleyas. Most of us in South Florida grow outdoors, so our plants are exposed to rainwater. So what happens is that heavy precipitation will leach that calcium out of the plants, and you end up with blackish lesions on the underside of the leaves. You immediately think, oh, it rains, so it's fungus, and you trigger a fungicide, but it doesn't go away. is because it's not a fungus, it's not a fungi. It's a symptom, it shows a calcium deficiency. And even though you might be using your CalMag fertilizer, it is not enough because the temperatures are too high, and basically the plant goes through this. As the example that I used before, 1 bottle of water versus 6 bottles of water.
Right.
So the plant is running through this and it doesn't have enough, so she needs more, and she shows it on those blackish lesions.
So she needs the
that you-
vitamins, which is where the
so
CaliMagic comes
She
in.
needs this.
Right. And then CaliMagic is totally made to be mixed with fertilizers because it is a supplement.
Correct.
So in my case, I do use a Peters 20-20-20 in my mix.
Okay.
And
you can very easily, I mean, this works fantastic. Your 20-20-20, although it is always mentioned in the literature that 20-20-20 is not as good a fertilizer as your 15-5-15 or different ones. It's a little bit lacking. I mean, it still works. It works very well. Think about it. 40 years ago, people were winning awards and they were using
the 20-20-20.
So it does get you there, but there are other things that work better.
Right.
But anyhow, you can use your 20-20-20, and in that same water, you can add your CaliMagic.
The
if you
CaliMagic.
want to. Also, another thing that you can add to your 20-20-20, if you don't happen to have CaliMagic, and you say, "Oh, what do I do?" It won't help you to help your plants. Oh, it's raining now.
Of course, it hasn't rained all week. It rains today.
It's spring. I had to say that it hasn't rained.
Yeah, right?
Thank you. We had a comment from above.
Right.
But anyhow, we're getting hackled by the cloud.
Right.
But anyhow, you can use your 20-20-20, and to make it work better, add Epsom salts to this.
Right. With my CaliMagic together?
If you have the CaliMagic, you don't need to use your Epsom salt. But I'm saying if you don't have this and you need to use something, you can do that.
Okay.
So another option that we have on your fertilizer is called potassium nitrate.
Okay.
Potassium.
So wait a second, I'm confused. So if I don't have CaliMagic, Epsom salt will work the same?
No.
Ah,
Epsom
okay,
salts
okay,
is only magnesium.
Okay, okay.
Is half of the CaliMagic formula.
Right.
But if you're in a spot and you don't have access to this, or you decided that you're saving because you're going to take a European cruise, so a cheap source of nutrients is Epsom salt. So you add that to your 20-20-20, and you'll get by.
So I always add Epsom salt to my 20-20-20. In this
Fantastic.
case, I just put the CaliMagic, and that's going to work a lot better.
Yes.
Well, because
Especially in the summer.
especially right, which is what also I wanted to talk to you guys about. I am only using this solution in the summer months, so we're going to start using it moving forward, like from May to September.
Actually, you want to start in March. In South Florida,
Really?
you want to start
Okay.
late March,
Okay.
April. So by the time the real temperatures get here, your plant has those reserves
Right.
of calcium. And another thing too, you know how when you grow cattleyas, you get that new shoot, like this little guy, and it turns black?
Yes.
That's a lack
Of
of calcium.
calcium. Okay.
Basically, this new tissue and it's too tender, and it doesn't matter if it is hidden from the light. The
Right.
temperatures will cook this.
Right.
And water will deplete from the tissue.
I noticed
and,
that in my garden.
And they'll turn black.
Okay.
So this will prevent that from happening.
That would help with that. Okay. And also that I've learned so much with you guys. They're the best. Look at this. They are the best. All right. So the CaliMagic, you don't want to use it year round. You just want to use it.
Well, you can, but not as frequently as you want to in the summer. You can use it once every 3 months. I mean, it's still a supplement. You still take your vitamins even though you're not doing
Okay,
exercise.
because I heard that it can make the leaves super hard because of all the calcium.
That is true.
Okay.
If you use too much of it, it will make the leaves just more rigid
Okay.
and prone to breaking.
Got it.
So you want to use it sparingly. You don't want to use more of it. We Latins, I'm Latin, and we Latins.
The more the better.
The more the better. And that's a cross that we have to bear, and I try to teach people not to do that.
Yeah.
We say we use a drop, and it's like, oh, well, if a drop is good, I'm going to use a whole gallon.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't work that way. It has consequences, and one of the consequences of using too much of this is that it will render the leaf too rigid, and it'll tend to break.
Right.
It takes away some of the flexibility. There's another product called Protect. There's a silicone additive that has the same issue. If you use too much of it, it will render the plant too rigid, and they'll tend to
And
break.
they'll break. All right. So
Now, we went to the potassium nitrate. You got your 2020. Both of those can use your CaliMagic. And I will also be remiss if I didn't tell you guys about Super Thrive.
Okay,
This
I
is
stopped using Super Thrive, but maybe
Really?
I'll start again. I don't know. I mean, you know, we hear so many things just everywhere, which
True.
is why I wanted to make this video, because I've been getting so many different opinions and so many different, and you know what works for me might not work for you. So I appreciate all those different comments. I really, really do. But it really confuses me. So I stopped using Super Thrive. I started using Super Thrive way back when, I want to say maybe 3-4 years ago. And then I changed it up and I started using the seaweed kelp, which they said it worked the same. So I don't know. Now that I see it, I know. You see?
Yes and no. See, Super Thrive and CaliMagic can be considered the same thing. These are supplements.
Okay.
These are the vitamins to our food. So you use Super Thrive. Super Thrive, what it does, one of the things that it does is a compound with different amino acids and vitamins and different things on it. And what it does, it promotes blooms on the plant. It also promotes new tissue on the plant. It allows it to grow, to assimilate the nutrients better, faster, and grow, give you better results.
Okay.
I put it to you this way. All commercial growers that I know use it.
Use a Super Thrive. I know a lot of commercial growers, you know, they use stuff and they don't tell us. Because they want us to keep buying and buying and buying. No, I'm just kidding.
There's a reason why you use it. I mean, not only orchid growers, I mean, all the nurseries, you'll find it in their feeding
Super
huts.
Thrive. All
Super
right.
Thrive is one of those things that does.
All right. Well,
now,
Super Thrive is going to shine in a different video.
Now,
Today we're, you know,
of course,
I don't want to confuse.
in moderation. Like I said before, 1 drop or 2 or 3 is more than enough. You don't need to go crazy.
Awesome.
So anyhow, basically what we do, and there's a tip too, when you're mixing things, it's kind of cumbersome to put them directly into the container. So what I like to do is to have a separate container with a little bit of water, and that's where I pour my, well, we're gonna use.
That's where you put your solution? You don't put it in there like me?
No. Well, if I'm making, what I do, this is just an example, okay?
Okay.
Ideally, I will measure this to make sure that it fits this much water.
Right. I was like,
So
have I been doing this wrong this whole time?
I'll end up.
Oh my gosh.
And by the way, I mean, all roads lead to Rome.
Okay.
So some of them take longer, some of them take
Oh,
less.
I like that. All roads lead to Rome.
So
Oh.
this is a tablespoon. Now, we use measurements. A lot of my
Yes, we
customers
do.
go, oh, well, I just pour the bottle, or I use the cap.
Right. So I normally use
No.
1 teaspoon of
Okay, this is a tablespoon, so you're looking at
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons. Thank you.
Right. So you're just giving us an example. We use our measurements however
For
we.
instance, exactly.
Okay.
So I make my,
Oh.
so I dissolve my 2 teaspoons in this much water. Now, of course, I will have enough water to fill this thing so I can get 6 gallons of spray. So I'm putting, that's 4, that's 3 tablespoons, so that's 6 teaspoons, because I use 1 teaspoon per gallon.
Okay. All right, you guys. So I know I'm already getting confused. So I just want to clarify. Since my people watch me do this like all the time. We are filling up this 6-gallon insecticide sprayer, which they sell here at OFE. This is what I use myself to fertilize. Now he's doing the measurements just like me, except he's using the 1 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon, which is actually 2 teaspoons. So he's mixing it all the same. I would do 6 teaspoons per gallon. He just did 3 tablespoons. So it's,
Exactly.
you know, it's the same thing.
Just-
And then we do it so that when it's here, you fill it up to a 6-gallon line with water. And once the hose disperses it, you're gonna be applying a 6-gallon
final
solution,
spray. Yep.
final spray. Okay, so just hope
And that's your.
it wasn't too confusing.
That's
All right,
it.
so he did
We have
6.
we have another talk, another opportunity to explain something else.
All right, right.
That's how it comes.
So because I haven't opened mine, I haven't started yet. Okay, I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly how to do it before I start and not
Do this.
kill my orchids.
And basically, you do. That measurement is a teaspoon.
Okay.
So you do 1.
So if your solution, like me for example, is 1 teaspoon per gallon of the 20 and half a teaspoon per gallon of the CaliMagic, he just did that same measurement, right? 1 teaspoon per gallon of water, half a teaspoon per gallon of water of
Yes.
the CaliMagic.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. close things because things tend to fall down and make a mess.
And then he's adding the Super Thrive. And guess what? I think Blanca's going to be leaving here today with Super Thrive. Dios
Oh,
mío.
and I forgive you. Give me 1 second. Let me get a little dropper.
Oh, he's going to do the drop. The pippets.
Yeah,
Pipets.
the little. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Well, good. I can talk to my people now. All right. So, I mean, this is an extra step that he's just going through in order to fill this up, which is like what you see in my garden. I'm always putting the solutions in there and then filling it up with the hose
Yeah, I like
water.
to do it this way better because I control the mixture. I can see that it's working
Yeah,
fine.
that's like an extra step. I like that.
Well, it just allows you better control of what you have. You know, here it's kind of difficult. It's cumbersome, and sometimes you don't see the bottom.
So
This
how much
way-
water did you put in there?
Honestly, I didn't measure it, but ideally, I will have filled this with water to the 6 gallon mark, pour that in there, and then make the mix. And then
Right,
and then I
right.
just
So
fill
that
it
you
back
get the
in.
measurements. You were just kind of doing it to save time. Okay.
Just get talking, and then
So, all right. So
Remember
we're doing the Super Thrive.
our Latin friends.
See, this
that
is
are
what confuses me. People are like, okay, so 2 drops per gallon. I never do this.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's
So
it.
6 drops of Super Thrive.
And I'm doing it light. I could do more. I could do
Okay, but
3.
then I get
I could-
confused because how far do you fill this up? Until the top?
Well, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because you're doing drops.
You're
You
doing
see how
drops.
I'm telling you guys.
I did 2, so I'm gonna do now.
I get confused very easily.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm doing 3 drops per gallon.
I lost you.
I put in 6 times 3.
You put in-
I put 18 drops in here because I'm putting 3 drops. I mean, the concentrate here, once it goes in here, it's going to give me 3 drops of Super Thrive, half
Per-
a teaspoon per gallon that goes out.
Okay, so 3 drops of Super Thrive per gallon of water. Is that what it is?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. So then, okay, so then let's do another recap because I'm sorry, you guys, I'm confused. I know, look, he's laughing at me. All right, so if you're doing the same measurements as me, which is 1 teaspoon per gallon of water of 20, yes. Then we're doing 1/2 teaspoon of CaliMagic and 3 drops of Super Thrive. That's per gallon of water. Did I get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I got it. Okay. Perfect.
And that's just my choice.
That's his choice.
Some
Yeah,
people
everybody
do
does.
more, some people do less. Like I said, all roads lead to Rome.
Okay. All right.
And where is Rome? Somewhere in Europe. I have
So-
no idea. And basically that's it. You pour that in here and you connect your hose.
And then you're good to go. All
Or
right.
if you fit, or another approach is you make a gallon of, you have a gallon of water and you use the measurements for 1 gallon and then you pour them into one of this. This is a pump sprayer, but this is a handheld pump sprayer.
Right.
You can use this, or you can use the ones with the fit 1 gallon or 2 gallons.
Yeah, how
the basic
everybody.
ones that
Yeah,
work.
I use a Chapin, so that's gonna be
This is-
actually perfect.
This is by far the easiest thing. It doesn't have any movable parts. Whenever you use these hose end sprayers, make sure that whatever you buy, it has a spigot.
Yes. So that's how it sucks it up.
This makes a difference. If it doesn't have this, what happens?
It's not gonna suck it up, right?
Well, on this one it won't suck it up, but on the ones that you find in the market without this, what they do is they throw the water into the tank, mix it with the concentrate, and then it goes out. When you start, you do, let's say, 10 times more of the concentrate, and when you finish, you end up using 10 times less of the concentrate because it's constantly being diluted. What you want to do, you always want to buy the ones
With a little
that
plastic
have the little
spoon.
spigot, so you know that the concentrate is being proportioned to the water going through.
Okay.
So you always use the same measurement per gallon.
Cool. All right, Carlos.
CaliMagic works. You can use it. Now, there are differences of opinion. Different growers think differently. Some growers do not like to use it with the CalMag. They like to use it with your 20 or a potassium nitrate 10044 and use the CaliMagic differently. There is also concerns with over fertilization with too much calcium. That's what we're talking about. This for the Florida summer.
Right.
because we are addressing the high temperatures in the summer. It makes a difference, and not only for the tissue, not only for the young growth, but also the stains on the side of the leaves, and also the flowers. It allows the flowers to hold on to their water. Basically, calcium, if my fizz is a cell, calcium just makes that membrane that holds the cell together a little more elastic, so she holds the water better. So it doesn't burst, it doesn't open. And basically, it stays in there.
Right.
And that's the same thing. So what happens, what we see when things dry up, is because those membranes explode, and that water is released, and basically the tissue just dies from heat.
Right, from the heat that we're having, yes. Okay, so last before we finish up. So these are all different fertilizers. It just depends which one you want to use to put the CaliMagic in it. I myself swear by 2020. I've tried others and this is my go-to. So, just to clarify the confusion, it doesn't matter what fertilizer you use. CaliMagic is a supplement. It's a vitamin that you add to your fertilizer, and there's no such thing as over fertilizing with CaliMagic. In the summer. Right, in the summer months.
Of course there is. If you're using a whole gallon.
Of course, right. Using it like common sense. Don't put the whole solution in there.
Yeah, again, same thing.
Because limes do.
In moderation, people.
In moderation. So, my gosh, Carlos, thank you for doing this.
Thanks for the opportunity.
They're so awesome. I mean, I called them up yesterday and I was like, I have so many questions. They were like, come on over. We'll do a little tutorial. And I was like, perfect. You guys are going to love that. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Carlos and Chris, for allowing me to, I know he's paying attention, for allowing me to come in and give this thorough explanation of our CaliMagic. Now, CaliMagic is available at OFE. You guys, they ship.
We have a sale until the end of the month on this because of the talk, and we have it at $15 for the quart.
Look at that. So if you're watching this video and you'd like to get your hands on CaliMagic, you can get it for $15, which is normally priced at $19, from our good friends here at OFE. Support small businesses, you guys. This is like what it's all about. Forget about all those big people. They don't need your money. This is awesome. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you for the amazing instructions. It got windy, so I don't know if the volume, the audio is gonna be cut off a little bit, but I hope it was. No. But anyways, you guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for always being so wonderful, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.
Bye.